8 types of men that you should never fall in love with or go into relationship with. And if you have to, you need to think it through. This is my opinion. One, the stingy men. The stingy men are tight-fisted. They can't commit or invest in that relationship financially and even otherwise. And before you can get anything out of them, you need to sweat it out. And that's not the kind of relationship you want to be in, because at the end of the day, you will end up being the one to do most of the thing in that relationship. It can be so exhausting. Even when they have it, even when they are comfortable, they can't give up. It's just their nature. Two is the womanizer. I also add the player in this group of people. These men, they can't see anything beautiful. They can't control themselves. They are not disciplined. They lack self-control. They will sleep with anything called a woman. As long as you have a vagina, they will sleep with you. At the end of the day, they might bring in infection into that home and infect you. And this is not the kind of man you want to end up with. Three is the controller. The controller will, like, he will control your decision, the people you talk to, where you go to. I mean, this kind of men are, they are so difficult because you will not have opinion in that relationship. And sometimes it might even affect your self-worth. So you need to think it through before going into relationship with such men. The fourth man is the emotionally unavailable men. I mean, this kind of men, they are not committed in that relationship, they're not emotionally involved. At the end of the day, you might end up being so alone, and you can even cheat because you'll be looking for somebody that will fill in that gap. Their place is so void, so empty that you can literally see it. So these are not the kind of men you want to go into relationship with. The fifth man that you don't want to go into relationship with is the one that will not want to have your children. They want you, but they don't want your children, so they don't want your baggage, and yet they claim they love you. There's no man that truly loves you that will not want you to have that will not want your children around. He will say, "Oh, take them back to their father." No, a man that truly loves you will want your baggage. He will assist in the little way he can afford or can assist. Like, you will see that he's trying, and not the one that will say, "Oh no, I don't want your children. If you want your children around you, that means we can't have this relationship." Please stay away from such men. Another group of men that you should never go into relationship with is they are the addict. You see these people who are addicted to substances and they don't want to seek help. They don't want to complain. You need to stay away. You can't help them. You are not their messiah. Any man that truly is worried about his circumstances, he will seek help by themselves. And even with a little assistance from you, they will do everything possible to come out clean. But you see, this kind of men, no matter how you try, if you end up going into such relationship, you might end up being damaged, or they might drag you into their mess. And this is not what you want to go through. That's the truth. This is not what you want to go through. Another group of men that you should stay away from is the abusers, both physically and verbally abusive. There's no man that truly loves you that want to hurt you, whether physically, emotionally, that want to hit you. No, these are not the kind of men. These are not the kind of men you want to end up with. So you need to think it through. These are not the kind of men. In fact, in that relationship, he will show you through any means that, oh, this is the kind of man, the kind of man he is. It's just that sometimes we women will end up giving excuses for them, and that's why the thing escalates. These are not the kind of men you want to settle down with. Another group of men are the narcissists. This kind of men, they are self-centered. Everything must have to be about them. They lack empathy. They live in that marriage, like, they claim superiority. These are the type of men that will say, "Oh, I am the head. Don't you know I'm the head in the family?" Like, everything must have to be about them. I remember then I have my mom used to my mom. I remember then I had a friend who used to be in love with a narcissist in that relationship. So if she cooks, he will, let's say he cooks a live chicken, and they have different parts. In African country, there are parts that they said, oh, are meant for the men. And so he will come to the pot, and he will count the parts of the meat. And if you don't dish this a particular part to him, let's say, oh, the heart, because in Africa, the heart, they'll say, oh, it's for the men. The liver, all those organs is for the men. And so if you don't give him some of those parts, or let's say the thigh or the lap, like the lap, is it the drumstick? If you don't give him that part and you give him other part, he will not want to eat. He will say, "Oh, you don't you know I'm the man?" And also, being the man, you need to give him preferential treatment, and he will make it so obvious. He will be so proud. Like, there's a way he carries himself that will be so, toxic. So these are not the kind of man you want to go into relationship with. Now, I'm not saying that a man can have all those weaknesses, but in a very small, minute way. It will be so minute. I mean, that's what makes him a man. But not having the weakness that is so pronounced, that is toxic to you, that everybody can complain or see it and complain about them and say, oh no, this is not good. And you think, oh, you would be able to change that man. You can't change the man. This is their behavior, and so you can, it's either you're willing to go into such relationship and see how, according to my friend, say you wear a garment of patience or do things for yourself. But if you know you won't be able to handle such, it's better for you to keep away from them. Another group of men are the men that can borrow. Maybe I will not still consider that one. I mean, if he's borrowing, he doesn't pay back, it's a problem. If he keeps borrowing from you, there's no time he has. Every time he doesn't have, he's always borrowing from you. You need to consider such relationship, because I mean, a man is not giving you, but he keeps collecting from you, and it's not even paying back. That kind of man is it's not somebody you should settle down with. A bonus man is a lazy man. There are men who are good at only sitting at home. They are lazy, they give complaint, they give excuses for everything. You have to be the one to feed them, you have to be the one to clothe them. Their own responsibility in that heart is just bearing that man and having a dick. They can't offer anything than that. And so that's not the kind of man you want to. Sometimes in other African countries, you see women laboring, hustling to feed and care for this man. Please, that's not the kind of man you want to fall in love with. I mean, I believe in being having a balance. You can support your man. I mean, your man can bring some percentage into the relationship, and they can meet you halfway, but not having an attitude that is so toxic, that is affecting your mental health, your self-esteem. Those kind of men, you have to run away from them. You can add your own group of men. I mean, the list is endless. I'm not saying that you have a perfect man. That's not what I'm saying. You can't have a perfect man. But I mean, you can have a man who is genuinely responsible, or the one that is genuinely willing to change. You can have such men. And those are the kind of men we are talking about, not the one that do not want to change. You should stay away from such men. Thank you.